ceiling, caught up in this feeling, I can't seem to let you go. Locked in this cage, I've been stuck here for days, and I can't seem to let you go. You pull me up and I put you down. You gave me love, then I stole your crown. You let me in, then I pushed you out, pushed you out, pushed you out. Come let me make up for all these days. I've been a mess right by all these chains. Open my eyes now, I finally see. Shut up, please. Hey, can we be free?
Welcome to the Misano World Circuit. Located in Italy, this track was opened back in 1972 and has undergone several upgrades over the years, including a significant modification in 2006 when it was reconfigured to run clockwise instead of counterclockwise. The circuit has hosted a variety of motorsport events over the years, like MotoGP, TCR Europe, Formula 4, Ferrari Challenge, and the GT World Challenge and GT World Challenge Europe. The combination of tight hairpins, fast chicanes, and medium-speed corners pushes GT3 cars to their limit, requiring excellent cornering and acceleration. The circuit is a 4.2 kilometer or 2.6 miles long circuit and features 16 corners with 10 to the right and 6 to the left. It is known for its technical nature, requiring precision and balance, with some of those spots for action can include Turn 4, known as the Rio Complex. This sharp double apex right-hand corner offers the opportunity to dive up on the inside. The complex layout can force mistakes, opening up a chance to pass. We also have Turn 10, Caro, a medium speed corner that allows for side-by-side battles. A good exit here can set up an overtake into Turn 13. And then, Turn 14, known as the Misano Curve. The penultimate corner provides overtaking opportunities, especially if a driver can force their opponent into a defensive line earlier in the lap. In the world of Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club, this will be host of the second round of the 2025 Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club GT World Challenge, powered by the Racing Rats. After the biggest race of the year, with over 480 viewers live on YouTube and over 20 drivers competing at Spa, round 1 was a success and kickstarted what could be a legendary championship. Mike Van Dorn was your first round winner, and the momentum may not stop as he attempts to go 2 for 2 now with the Swiss Superman on his side. We may see our local alien soon, but with the likes of Guyana's Wilson and Jamaica's Harrison very quick on the track and have received success of their own, we might be in store for another round of pure action. Misano is the perfect place to continue our story, and now at Chapter 2, we hope you are as hooked as much as we are, because it's time to get this show on the road once again. The new era of CMRSC continues in Italy, as this is round 2, the Italian GT3 Grand Prix. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club, and welcome back to another round of the GT World Challenge 2025, powered by the Racing Rats. We are live here at Misano for another round of racing. If you missed it, the Belgium Grand Prix, oh, it was massive. It was one of our biggest events, period. I mean, over 580 viewers in just 7 days makes it our 6th highest viewed stream, and we want to take a moment to thank you so much for all the support. It's been an absolute incredible 7 days to head into this second round of the championship. We have just 7 minutes and 50 seconds left to go until we get into our next race here at Misano. The Italian Grand Prix starts here today, and the drivers, well, they're out on track. They're putting in their last bit of laps because this race is gonna be a good one. Drivers from all over the world take to the circuit once again to see who will be the best of the best. Our championship leaders out there on track, as well as all the other drivers. Let's see them up and close and personal. And looking at it from the aerial coverage here, this is going to be a very, very good race. As we are getting ready now for the action to get underway here, the drivers all in the voice channel now getting ready. Just 6 minutes left to go until we get into qualifying. 18 drivers enter into the fray, but only one can call himself the winner. One man can call himself right now the championship leader. And that man is the Dutchman, the Flying Dutchman, Mike Van Dorn, in the Aston Martin. And he is looking very, very fast out there. Just gonna do some quick audio checks over on the stream side, making sure we are good to go and we don't have any issues moving forward. The flying. I'm looking at it from the aerial coverage here. This is going to be a. All right, so we look to be good to go here. We're gonna just lower my microphone down, not to blow your ears out, because the action can really get exciting out here. 5 minutes left to go till we get into qualifying. You see Van Dorn going just a little bit wide through the section of the track. Misano! You may think of the Italian Grand Prix. What are some tracks that come to your mind? Monza, Imola, just to name a few. There are many other tracks in Italy, and this is one of them. One of the more famous yet low-key tracks if you're not a fan of GT racing. We are live here at Misano. I explained it earlier what this track is all about, but take a look at it from the track map there. It is a very complex looking circuit, but it is a very, very fun one to drive out here. P16, I think. Here we see our debut driver of Effendi, Sabaggio, in the BMW, making his first debut here. Let's go around for a lap with our debut driver as he chases down Brandon Smith in the McLaren, heading into the start-finish straight and heading into turn 1 now, braking down from 6th gear down into 3rd gear, hitting the apex on the right, hooking it into the left, and then you just want to hold the throttle down through this part. Just want to open the car up down the inside. Great overtaking spot here as you go side by side with drivers. Oh, and that's the last thing you want. No contact to get into with each other. Let's pick up Van Doren here. Let's look at his lap time around here. So let's continue on where we left off into the double right-hander section. And if you are enjoying the action here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It would help us out a lot as we are on course for... Wow, I can't believe I'm saying this one. That's 600 subscribers. I mean, we've had such a long journey together. But 600 subscribers, 650, and now 700. That's the new goal. 700 subscribers, close to 1,000. As ooh. Okay, I may have never been to Italy before, but I don't think the sky is supposed to do that. I think somebody made somebody angry up there. I don't know. Got red for a second. This is not going to be a night race. It'll be a day race, so don't got to worry about that. But yeah, I mean, starting out the year, we were just hitting the 640 mark, and now we are already at 658 subscribers. So the support means so much. Thank you everyone who's, you know, joined us and watched our events and raced with us if you're a previous racer. But 700 is the new goal. And thank you so much for all the support thus far. Like the stream if you are enjoying that as well. 2 minutes left to go before we get into qualifying. It'll be a 15-minute qualifying session. The driver's going to get a chance to go on track to put in their best laps. One man that you may not have expected to be out here today is Mr. Luca Andretta. And Luca is back for a little temporary contract. We did say in the race preview last week out that Luca's taking a little break here. He's coming in and out. He's gonna join us, not for the whole entire season. Luca's a very quick driver, so much potential out of him, and using that to the absolute max. So Luca is gonna be joining us from time to time. Honestly, a local celebrity, I will say. But this was Superman joining us here. He's in the Audi, and he currently sits P2 on the timing sense. Remember last round, the Audis were not that strong in Spa. They were the cars that were finishing just outside the top 10, but Luca has really transformed this Audi, and I think this car track combo is gonna be very, very spicy out here. Take a look at that top 5. You also see another newcomer, Ramsfield, in the Audi. Deb Ramsfield joining us for his first race. Big debut from him, also in the Audi. And yeah, the Audis are looking pretty quick out here. And Stephen Bola as well. So mid-engine may be the key around here. But you look at Van Doren, he's still on the top of the timing sheets. So 20 seconds left to go here before we get qualifying underway. And stay tuned, folks, as the racing will get underway very, very soon. But time is just about up, and Luca goes fastest in practice. A 33.828 is the fastest time here in this session. So we got a lot of fun to have around here. That's for sure. That's going to do it here for practice, and Luca is looking very, very fast. What is Van Doren gonna reply in qualifying? We also have Andy Rees. Andy, may I add, topped the timing sheets for majority of the week until Andretta came through and took the action for himself. So we're gonna have a huge top 3. Actually, I gotta mention one other man right here in the Ferrari, making his first race of 2025, but no stranger to CMRSC in the Ferrari. It is Krugsgaard. He is also up in the timing sheets. And our newcomer, Ramsfield, also putting in some time. So the top 5 is looking very, very hot out there. The McLarens this week, maybe they're holding off for now, but a couple of McLarens out there, including Klaus Clinton, Danny Nasir, as well as Brandon Smith. And you see the teammates there of Valhalla. The Vikings together racing. But the McLarens, remember Sean Lee last round out? No sign of the Mercedes either. I know Oswin Wilson in the Mercedes put up some big numbers, was racing very hard. We had that iconic fight between Andy Rees and Oswin Wilson, but unfortunately don't see him here today. But there is your practice standings there. It is Luke Endren at the top of the timing sheets with a 1:33.828, followed by Mike Van Doren's 1:33.902. Followed by that, Andy Rees, 34.517. So, we're very close to getting this action underway. I'm your host, Rahul Nasir from Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club, and we're about to get this one truly underway. Very excited to get this one underway. Continuing with the order there, we have Ramsfield with a 35.832. Oliver Bloch getting his car working here, 35.922. Marlon Young, 36.1. Stephen Bola, 36.7. 30 seconds until we get this one underway, folks. We're going to get qualifying ready now, so stay put. We're about to get underway. 25 seconds, so we get the green light out here for qualifying for the second round of the championship. And qualifying is about to get underway right about now. Green light is out. Welcome to the second round of the championship, and welcome to qualifying. The drivers now heading out onto the track to get their laps in. And look at the herd of drivers exiting out of pits together. Klaus, Young, Rees, Steinberg, Krogsgaard, Vanderheyden, Bloch, Sabaj, Maramiri, Smith, Roop Narine just in the background as well as Martin Webster. Cars are still filing out on track. Who else do we got there? Carl Valero. And a couple drivers still waiting in the pits. And these two drivers may be your quickest ones on track. Van Dorn and Andretta. Both of these drivers have been working very hard on each other's setups. It started with Andretta working on the Aston Martin. And he wants to get the action of his own. He's not driving the same car though. But we're going to see how those two do out here now. So drivers on track putting in their out laps here. Krogsgaard, there we see Steinberg, Bloch, Clint. But let's go across to the penultimate corner here, as Danny Nasir is going to kick us off for the first lap the drivers are going to be chasing. Let's see how the McLaren can do. And we're just getting some unfortunate word that Stephen Bola may not be joining us. So, Steven, if you are in the chat, hope to see you in the next one. Meanwhile, let's get back under this qualifying session there. So we have, unfortunately, lost Stephen Bola. We did earlier see Sean Lee unable to make today's race. So unfortunately, that's one of the Audis gone, and McLaren. Nonetheless, though, we still have a solid lineup of drivers here that's going to be making some big impacts on track here today. And one of those drivers is Danny Nasir in the CMRSC Totally Not Marlboro painted car. And unfortunately, does not look like he's setting in some sector times. His lap actually looks invalid, so let's actually look to the man behind him, and that's Andy Rees, already flying 2 purple sectors out here. And into the hairpin, exiting out said hairpin. Through the final complex of the circuit. And into the final corner now. Somebody's already taken Sector 1. Danny Nasir puts in the first lap time. The driver's going to be chasing him at 38.331 as Andy Reid's going to go quicker. 34.218. Marlon Young up there. P2 went down to P3. Krogsgaard up there. 35.1. Bloch in the Ferrari. 36.0. Watching the rest of the lap times. Klaus 38.1. Invalid lap time from Ramsfield. And Van der Hayden, the Canadian, in the Lamborghini, gets up into the top 10. Webster in the top 5. Rupner Ryan also putting in his first lap time there. It doesn't look valid, however. Carvalho in the Ferrari, fresh new painted livery. I think that's Hatsune Miku, the Brazilian. He's out there on track, and he's currently P8. Taking a look at the rest of the order. And Andretti still in the pits. Now, I did hear some word that potentially he could be going for a last to first challenge, but don't bite your tongue on it. So as it stands right now, Rees is currently the fastest man on track. Had a yellow second sector. First sector is golden. Andy Rees trying to go for another pole position out here. His teammate, Krogsgaard in P2. Danny Nasir gets out the way for him into the double left-handers of this circuit. Five minutes left to go already. Andy Rees coming across the line, and no improvement from him. Here comes Andy through into the first sector. Nobody improving on positions. Oh, I say, take that back. Klaus and Ramsfield up the order. Ramsfield in this debut, top 5. Klaus, P6, was in the top 5 momentarily, pushed out. Steinberg in the top 10 in the Ford, as well as Rupner Ryan now pushing his fellow Ford. Carvalho up into P9, and times are really ramping up as the track starts to get more grip, more rubber down, so lap times are just going to be improving more and more as we have a lockup there from Andy Rees. Gets the car back going. You see Krogsgaard as well. As fastest lap from Mike Van Dorn, provisional pole, 1:33.762, pushes down Andy Rees. And remember, pole position worth a point. So the championship battle continues here in the second round. What can the Danish driver of Andy Rees do and respond to Van Dorn's lap time of a 33.762? Remember, track is improving rapidly. Andy Rees crossed the line. It's a 34.993 for him. Take a look down the rest of the order. We have Marlon Young, P4. Doing very well, I will say, is Marlon Young for Team X-Play. Oliver Bloch in the Ferrari trying to keep up. So far, though, we're starting to see now the different manufacturers and their strengths around here. So far, Aston Martin, BMW, Ferrari, Aston Martin, Ferrari, Audi, McLaren. Audi are looking pretty good. Ford struggling to get up there. McLaren's looking pretty decent as well. Times are still looking good. And we're looking for our next driver with some sort of improvement on track. Who could that be? 2 minutes and 30 seconds left to go, though. Time is ticking, and ticking fast. And a little bit wide there from Webster. Unfortunately, that's going to be a lap time deleted. Track limits very, very strict around here. Here comes Van Dorn, however, on an out lap. Now going to begin his flyer here. Track has been decently rubbered in, but 2 minutes left. Still a huge chance for a last lap. Huge pole position. Let's watch Van Dorn into turn 2. Into turn 3. 2 minutes left to go, and Van Dorn is finding some pace. He's purple in the first sector. Heading into the left-hander, you can see how much curb he uses. just on the exit curb. And then racing onto the mini straight here. Krogsgaard goes up into third position. Into the left-hander. On corner exit. Looks very good so far. Ah, there it is. Unfortunately, that's his time all depleted. 4/10 down in the middle sector. Young enters the pits. He should be done as qualifying. Krogsgaard slipstreaming Brandon Smith may not help him. He's a second down. I think they're all just trying to race to the line here. They have a minute left. A little bit of a lockup on the inside tires. You can see the brakes glowing in the Ferrari. And they're really coming down to it. Not much time left in qualifying. 53 seconds left to go. It's a race to the line to start their lap times again. Andy Reese still trying to find that pole position. He was holding on to it for half the session, lost it to Van Doren, and is trying to get it back. So he's going to be pushing very, very hard. All right, just one corner to go for Andy Rees, and he'll be getting his final lap. This may be a driver to watch. Take a look at Van Doren. Where is he? Nowhere to be seen. 7/10 down in the first sector. So his chance of improving his lap time is very much over. We go on board with Andy Rees. As time is now done, here we go. Checkered flag is out. We're going to be watching all these drivers and seeing what they do. Coming across the line now, we have Klaus. No improvement from him. The debut of Ramsfield cannot improve and goes to 6th position. Oh, and contact. I think Klaus was braking on the track to head into the pits, but you cannot be braking on the actual track itself, so thankfully qualifying was over, so we don't have to worry about that. Couple more drivers left here, and now let's look at Ryan here on the front straight. More locking up on the outside tires. Comes across the line, no improvement. Vanderhayden does improve, but not for position. And Rees enters the pits, cannot find any improvement. Van Doren will come across the line now. It won't be pole, but it is still the fastest lap of the session. Krogsgaard cut track there on the inside, and he takes it straight to the pit lane. Sabaj and he goes up into P14 in the BMW. Any driver still on a lap time. Ooh, lot of marbles all over the track, but it is Mike Van Doren who takes pole position here at Misano. It's a 1:33.762. And what a qualifying it was for the drivers. So qualifying complete. And let's get to the drivers now.
Just say it, I want a tech inspect.
All right, good qualifying there. Congratulations, your top three, Van Doren, Rees, and Krogsgaard. Any incidents that happened through that qualifying session, take a clip through your replay, and we'll take a look at it after the stream, or you can submit it through report a penalty. Protested incident, sorry. 30 seconds left to go before we get this one underway here. You know the drill, guys. If you have raced with us last round, it's exactly the same thing that we're going to be doing. For all our new drivers, we're going to be starting off with a rolling start, staying 2 by 2. So we're going to be staying leaders, which will be Van Doren and Rees, will be staying between 80 and 100 kilometers. For the drivers behind them, they will be controlling their own pace. From there, you guys are going to be staying 2 by 2, so remember who's around you, next to you on the grid now. And we're going to be staying in this 2 by 2 formation, and it's going to be 1 lap rolling start. We're going to be making sure everybody's very close together as soon as we get to the end of the back straight.
I'm on the
Just a
outside.
comment though, like, some high pings and some of these guys just take.
It'll go down. It will go down because everybody just teleported to the grid.
Cool.
There's so many cars in front. This is so crazy.
Well,
And I'm on the
It
outside.
looks insane. It's
Luca,
actually
good luck
looking
to you.
so
You're at the
cool.
back.
Thank you very much. No incident. No incident.
So remember, guys, there's no virtual safety cars, no yellows. You're just going to be continuously racing. So yeah, very long race. Remember, it's 50 minutes long, plus 1 lap. So when the leader crosses over the start-finish line, he'll have 1 extra lap left to go. So make sure you fuel yourself accordingly. Pit stops, mandatory tire change. You must come in at least once in this race to change your tires. Doesn't matter what you do with the fuel, you can refuel if you like, but the tires are mandatory to change in this race. Other than that, I'll be your race director, so I'll be letting you guys and talking to you guys through as we go through this formation lap. Remember, 2x2 rolling starts. As soon as we get all drivers around the final corner, then we'll be sounding off the green flag. We'll be making sure all cars are cleared from the grid as well, so we don't have any fiascos like that. Other than that, though, we'll let's have a good race out there. You guys have about 2 minutes, 25 seconds to relax. Get ready. Make sure your setup is all good to go. Very important. Make sure your pit stops are also good to go. You can take a look at that with your D-pad or your arrow keys on your keyboard. Make sure everything is set to go on your end as we get ready for racing here. A couple of high pings here and there. I'll keep the voice chat open. Remember, voice chat is not used for constant chatter and conversations. It is just used to listen to race direction, ask any questions you have. If you need to call out to anybody that you're making a pit stop or communicate with anybody on track briefly, you're free to do so.
Just realized I did not fuel.
50 minutes.
Only have 10 laps of fuel and wait.
What?
You can rejoin. But yeah, that's your responsibility there to make sure you're all good. You can rejoin into the session. It should work. If not, you may be in the pit lane and you may have to start from the back.
But it's a rolling start, so they can catch up, right?
Yes, but they're going to be coming to the back of the field if you have to rejoin now. If you can load back up in time when the lights go out in 1:15, then you'll be good. Other than that, so when the lights go out, remember, it is it's not a race off the line. It is a rolling start. 80 to 100 kilometers for our drivers in P1 and P2. Everyone behind them, just follow the pace.
How much time left?
A minute left.
Remember to pit your car this time.
So, drivers are getting ready to go for round 2. Let's get this one underway ourselves. Here we go. And let's get this one underway. Round 2 is now. And here we go. It is time for round 2 of Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club's GT World Challenge 2025, powered by the Racing Rats. Your grid is all set there as we get into now the rolling start to get the action underway here today. Lights are all out and the rolling start begins now. So, as all the drivers head on to the track now, the main circuit. Alright, and so if you did get teleported to the pits, that either means you did not click the steering wheel, but you can still get out on track. As soon as the timer expires, just catch up and enter to the rear of the tail end of the field. So if there's any point in the formation lap that you have to go single file anywhere, you're free to do so. Just remember where you are around the track. So here we go. All the drivers on track in this formation lap here. Getting ready for this race out here. Welcome to round number 2 here at Misano. Last week out, we were out for the Belgium Grand Prix, and what a race it was. But it's these two drivers up here that we're going to be watching very closely. Mike Van Dorn.
Limits today is 5.
It's always, yeah, it'll be 4 warnings. 5th one is a drive-through.
No, that's 5 warnings. 6.
It's 5, yeah.
If it is, okay, then it's that, yeah. But it'll be a drive-through.
No, yeah, you go in front.
Good luck, guys. Remember, it's not one in the first corner, right? I'll take everybody out.
All right, start to double up. 2 by 2, 2 by 2. Catch up to the car ahead of you. And here we go. To get this one underway, we are just waiting for the command here for this second round. Hearts are in everyone's mouths. All right, catch up. We're getting ready. Here we go. There's the line, and there are the drivers. Here we go. Green flag. Underway and racing here for round 2. Already 4 wide, heading into 1. It might be carnage as they head into T1. Couple drivers spinning, couple of them going wide. It's Van Dorn holds on to the lead, followed by Andy Rees. Marlon Young back there side by side. Rupner Ryan and Webster. Krogsgaard already falling behind and dive bombing down the inside of Rupner Ryan. Ramsfield also trying to get in there as well, but the action gets underway here. It's round 2. Here we go. Crowd is loving it, just like we are. Andy Rees already trying to push on to chase down Van Dorn. You look down the order here, a bit of a slide there from the Ferrari, saves it just in time, side by side. Luca Andretti, look how many positions he's made, starting from the back, already in 7th. Heading onto the back straight for the first time under racing conditions. Looks to the outside of Rupner Ryan. Look at the Audi go. Can he sweep it down? Here we go. Side-by-side action on the back straight. Gets the move done. 6th position for Luca Andretti. Next up is Krogsgaard. That's the Andy Master Racing teammate of Andy Rees. Speaking of which, the top 2 already breaking apart as the leaders get through. Oh, and a little bit of a slide for Webster. Takes it off the track. Spins it. Gets it out the way. He'll be getting it going. And that has cost a little bit of time from some of these drivers, but Webster spinning out there for X-Play. Very unfortunate. His teammate, Marlon Young, is in 3rd. And we look at it from the aerial cam, and now you can already see some of the drivers there very close together. A couple of the trees blocking us, but Ryan already drive through for speeding in the pit lane. So came in early. Needs to come in again, take a drive-through. Meanwhile, Krogsgaard defending now on Luca Andretti. Bit of a lockup, and Andretti's gonna say thank you very much. Down the inside he goes, Luca up into 4th. The Swiss Superman showing off why he is truly CMRSC Superman out here. Meanwhile, Ferraris going side by side with each other. That's Oliver Bluch and Enzo. Good racing down the board so far. Van Dorn, though, holds the fastest lap of the race and takes home the extra point for now. Remember, very long race to go for all these drivers. And let the action get underway here today. Look at this. Big battle out here for P6. Rupner Ryan, Clint, and Ramsfield all trying to battle for some positions out here. Let's see if Ramsfield has what it takes to go down the inside, backs out last minute. Luca, though, takes the fastest lap of the race. 34.280 from him. Still side by side here. Meanwhile, background, as we also have some moves trying to go up here. Doesn't look like it. Oliver Bloch trying to get properly into the top 10 as he's battling with the Canadian Van der Hayden. Oh, a bit of a lag from him, looks like. No, he's just running a little bit wide off track. Meanwhile, Luca Andretti already catching up to the top 3. Marlon Young up next in the Aston Martin, does not defend, sticks to his line, and goes a little bit wide, locks up the inside tires. Luca goes through up to the podium. Luca Andretti slicing and dicing. Gets another position. Luca up in the podium. Up next, he's got 7 seconds to fight against the championship rivals. Remember, your top 3 now is your Race of Champions 24 contenders. Remember, it was Van Doren, Rees, and Andretti who fought for the playoffs last year out. So this is going to be a climactic battle, that's for sure. Klaus now trying to get into Rupert Ryan now. It's McLaren versus Mustang. We're going to see how these drivers do it here as we head into just the end of the back straight. Remember, just ahead of them, they also have Ramsfield in the Audis. Van der Hayden also trying to catch up in the Lamborghini. Both of them very close. But we also have Marlon Young falling down the order as here comes the Ferrari of Krogsgaard now trying to catch up. And great racing out here so far in this race. 1000% on board. Looking for a move here, potentially on the inside. Does not look for the move just yet. Oh, and Marlon runs deep again! Marlon Young makes another mistake. Krogsgaard goes through up in the 4th position. Is that tires? Is that a heavy car with fuel? One thing's for sure, Marlon's running the same car as Van Doren, and Van Doren is in the lead. Take a look at this now. 2 Ferraris going at it again. Enzo and Oliver battling with each other close. Heading on the straight now into the braking zone. Enzo looks down the inside. Tries to get a move, cannot get it done. But he's looking very quick. That's your battle for the 10th position. Points on the board. Every point matters the most here. Oh, and Oliver makes a mistake. Enzo will say, thank you very much. I'll take that position for you. And here we have, oh, and Webster has retired from the race. X-Play's first half is out. And Andrew Rupnaran gets a drive-through penalty for cutting the circuit. That's not going to help him. Luca, fastest lap of the race. So, cut tracks for both Diamond Racing drivers. We're getting into the paddock now. We're hearing that Martin Webster is apologizing for everyone for a potential unsafe rejoin sometime in the early stages of this race. One thing's for sure, we have not seen it, but it will be reviewed nonetheless. Here we go, side by side. Oliver now trying to get his get back on Enzo. This is Ferrari challenge to the max, sliding it though. Oh, and Oliver faces the wrong direction, recovers, gets it going, but now is going to drop down some positions. Steinberg's going to go through as Ryan going to take his drive-through penalty. That's one half of Diamond Racing getting his penalty taken. Here we go. Klaus on the outside of Ruben Ryan. Ruben Ryan still has to take a drive-through penalty, but Klaus wants to fight hard. A bit of a cut track there from Ruben Ryan in the Mustang. And Klaus, very smart, backing out, knowing that Ruben Ryan needs to come in, needs to take a drive-through. So he'll just play it calm and relax himself as he continues this race on. Meanwhile, we're going to be sticking close to this battle here because Luca Andretti has already cut the gap down half as he's now 3.5 seconds behind Andy Rees. Rees is 2.8 behind Van Doren. So, still a close race. Luca, fastest lap of the race, though. So Andretti continuing to fly out there, putting in back-to-back fastest laps. Still pushing hard, trying to catch up to the leaders. Meanwhile, under a second now is Roop Narayan as he tries to chase down. Oh, and actually, no, he does now take his drive-through. Needs to not speed in the pits, hit the brakes there, and oh, and he's got a drive-through for speeding. I can't say I didn't see that one coming. He was full speed into the pit lane. And now needs to take a second drive-through. The Canadian will be going down a heap of positions due to that one. Back-to-back drive-through penalties and still has to make a mandatory pit stop. Nightmare start for him. Stenberg goes up another position, up into the points now. Meanwhile, as we look through the order now, under a second is Enzo as he once again now chases down a new driver here. He's gotten rid of Oliver Bloch, but now this time he has the Lamborghini of Van der Hayden now. Henry Van der Hayden, the Canadian, going up against Enzo. Bit of lag there from the Lamborghini. So we're going to see how these guys do. Looks to the inside there. A lot of speed. Contact is made. A little bit of a slide job there. Enzo sliding it through. Gets the move done with a little bit of contact. Using Henry as a braking marker. Enzo is throwing this Ferrari all over the place. And from the last round to this round, this is getting to be a very entertaining driver to watch potentially through this championship. Meanwhile, Oliver faces the wrong way. I saw him close to another driver. I think it was Roop Narayan, but I don't think they made contact. Oliver off the track again. Loses out. More positions. Meanwhile, under a second now is Van der Hayden. He tries to chase on the Ferrari, and he's got a pretty decent chance. Into the left-hander. Not the best of lines. I think he's just trying to find some sort of inside line to get through to Enzo. And 11 concurrent viewers watching the stream. Thank you so much for tuning in to Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club. Next week out, we head into the German Grand Prix at the Nürburgring. That's a race you do not want to miss. And if it's been history, just like our other races at the Nürburgring, it's going to be a special one. That is for sure. Roop Narayan now coming in once again to take his drive-through. Now, we look back up to the leaders. And we're going to see how this one turns out between them because Luca is absolutely flying. Roop Narayan takes a second drive-through penalty, so he's now good. He's clear, he's got his drive-throughs done, and he's good. We're hearing a retirement from Maramiri. He's getting some issues with his wheel in the cockpit. So, looks like a technical issue. The Lamborghini has to retire out of the race. So, Ryan, one half of Diamond Racing out. The other half, Roop Narayan, P12 after 2 drive-through penalties. So, a huge shame for the Diamond Racing crew. Nonetheless, though, we head into this fight here. This is Luca Andretti versus Andy Rees. 7 days ago, Andy Rees was the hunter against Oswin Wilson for second position. Now, he's the hunted to protect his P2 position. So this could very well be a very interesting race between these two drivers, Luca Andretti and Andy Rees. So, how is Andy Rees gonna do against Luca Andretti? In previous bouts between each other, Andy Rees has found himself on the short end of the stick almost 9 times out of 10. New year, new Danish driver in that BMW. So we're gonna find out how he does in this battle. And oh, very wide though goes Andy Rees. Wildly misses the apex in the BMW. This is gonna be front engine versus mid engine. So you're gonna see some different characteristics of this battle between these two. Here we go. Oh, and what the? Andy Rees! What was that? Has he just hit an invisible curb? What just happened? What happened to Andy? Andy Rees is retired!
Andy, did you actually crash?
On our screen, he went airborne over a curb.
He just glitched.
Crashed or something, I don't know.
Yeah, because no, he like...
It didn't look like a game crash. His car just flew in the air of the curb.
I don't know then.
It looked like lag. Like I hit him from behind, but on his side I touched him, but I didn't actually touch him on my side.
All right, well, take a look at it after the race. Just small announcement to the drivers. Just stay wary of the final corner. It's just very much inside of the curb. If you were to cut it, then you'll probably hit something, but I highly doubt it. That could potentially be lag, but just all the drivers, just keep an eye out for the final corner. And it's very much inside of the curb.
It said he got kicked from the race.
Yeah, it said Andy got kicked.
All right, well, we'll look at it after. So, that is absolutely huge for Andy Reese's championship picture. What happened? We're getting some word from the drivers that he was kicked on their side, but from our side, it looked like he just hit the fattest sausage curb known to man, flies off the circuit. That has got to be one of the most interesting incidents I've ever seen in CMRSC history. Luca Andretti, however, is going to say thank you very much, awkwardly, knowing that he probably wanted a fight from him. But wow, that is mind-boggling. That may be the craziest Assetto Corsa incident I've ever seen in my life. Nonetheless, though, with that out the way, let's get back into this race. Luca gets through, lap traffic. And we're hearing now from Andy Rees, a car came in at 500 kilometers, booting him out the way, but we saw on stream that's not the case. Was that potentially a lag spike? I have no idea. One thing's for sure, this race is definitely a strange one, that's for sure. We continue this race on. Let's take a look at our audio levels, make sure we're all good on this side. 500 kilometers, booting him out the way, but we saw on stream. So as we continue on, racing here. We're gonna see how these drivers do. As here we see Luca Andretti just lapping the McLaren of Brandon Smith, just getting out the way. But he's gonna have another car to overtake, and that's gonna be for the lead of this race. So, still a lot to go left in this one. Let's go on board with Luca. Let's watch him. Let's see what he's doing on track. So as we watch Luca Andretti now continue his fight to get up the positions. Continue watching this bout here. Let's go off board with him now. We have a couple of drivers battling here. And this battle, we have Stenberg battling with Oliver Bloch, Van der Hayden, and we also have word that just behind them, it's Andy Rees. Andy Rees is back in this race. Oh, and a little bit of contact. Van der Hayden, contact side by side between himself and Steinberg. So good action here as these drivers continue. And just gonna turn up the volume for you guys on track. On the stream of the track, I will say. Because it is a little bit low on our side. But, meanwhile, still a good race out here. As now Steinberg tries to follow Van der Hayden. Let's see what they can do. So nose to tail almost. Let's see what the Ford can do down the inside. Good move. Can he stick it? Evan now against Van der Hayden. Gets the move done up into 9th position. Sweet as you like. Gets that move done. Great fight there. Between those two drivers. And we're hearing a retirement from Andy Rees. Pulling into the pits. Car is shifting everywhere, not liking the feel of it. And Andy Rees in the second round of this championship retires. And that is going to be huge for this championship fight. As now Van Doren in the lead of this championship is going to continue soaring up in the air. But we still have a long race to go. Meanwhile, we have a battle here. And take a look at this. Once again, it's Enzo and Oliver. Still close together. These two guys just truly cannot get away from each other. But we are all in for it. We love to see this battle go down. Drivers still have to make their pit stops. That's the crucial part. 27 minutes left to go in this race. If you're just tuning in, welcome to Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club. If you're new, make sure to hit that subscribe button. We are on course for 700 subscribers. It would mean a lot. Like the stream if you're liking it so far. As we started this race out, it was Van Doren against Andy Rees. And through the race, Luca Andretti, starting from the back of the grid, has closed up position by position by position. Catching up to Andy Rees. Andy hit a sausage curb and flew in the air. Hitting the ground very hard. Bad damage to the car. Tried to put it out again on track. Wasn't able to get any luck with it. It retires out of this race. So, couple retirements in this one. Andy Rees, Ryan Maramiri, Martin Webster as well. A bit of a shame. We have those handful of retirements, but still a lockdown grid for this race. And Luca Andretti, as we get to the 25-minute mark, remember, if you are a longtime fan of Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club, you'd know that Mike Van Doren and Luca Andretti have got some history between each other. A good example is the championship fight of Race of Champions 24, where Luca Andretti at Mosport took the championship, taking it right away from Van Doren this time around. But remember also, at Misano, it was some of the best defending we've ever seen from Mike Van Doren against the Swiss Superman. So, here we go, onto the front straight. Let's call this one on the highlight reel, shall we? This is the battle for the lead. And it commences right now. They still have to make pit stops. So strategy is still of the essence. As we continue this one on. Only 3 retirements in this race. 1 second now, the difference. Aston Martin versus Audi here at Misano. Fireworks may go off. And you hear the engine just getting stressed out. Really pushing. Ruben Ryan, another drive-through penalty for cutting the circuit. Gets his 3rd drive-through penalty. 8/10 the difference now. Van Doren must be feeling the pressure. They have hit the halfway mark of the timer that started when the lights went out for the formation lap. Not quite the exact halfway point of the race, but Van Doren needs to find a way to keep Luca Andretto behind him. One way or another, he's going to have to force him into an error. Both of them will. Because Van Doren won't go out without a fight. He's been very consistent all race long. He continues to hold on to the lead. The gap is 1.1. Hey, look at those gaps against the leader. And Krogsgaard 23 seconds behind, so if they were to have an incident, I don't think Krogsgaard will catch up in time. So, Luca Andretto, as he continues to push on, the gap is just about opened up. It's about 1.2 seconds. They got some traffic up the road, and that traffic is fighting for position. It's Steinberg and Enzo. Two drivers need to let go of these leaders as soon as possible. They have the blue flags coming out very soon for them. This could potentially be a move that Luca could use against lap traffic. He's got to be very smart about it and make sure he does not lose time against this fight ahead of him. So Luca just hitting in the second mark. Slowly breaking down now, and here we go. And Oliver Bloch gets a drive-through as well for cutting the circuit. Actually, no, it's speeding. Pit lane speeding. Here comes, actually. Oh, and both drivers coming in. Hits the wall, though. Oh, and look at this. There was so much to talk about there. Mike Van Doren hits the wall. I think he just wall rode accidentally as he came into the pits. But we have a race on our hands for pit stops. Van Doren and against Luca Andretto. Luca misses his pit lane box. Enzo also gets a drive-through. Race against pit lane now. Who's gonna come out on top? Luca's got a bit of damage on the front end of his Audi, but this is your battle. Pit stops underway. Who's gonna be your first one to come out? It is Van Doren. He's out. He's gone. That's the advantage he needs. Luca goes through. Did he repair his car? Let's look at the front. No, he did not. He comes out with Enzo. He's got a bit of lap traffic with him. And they get underway, remember? Enzo's still lap traffic. Danny Nasir also side by side here. Luca's gonna have to be very smart to try to cut through this traffic. Oh, and Enzo round the outside puts it a little too deep. He's not fighting Danny for position, so it doesn't matter. Luca, the fight is on. He's lost a lot of time, though. It's 3.2. Maybe the blessing that Van Doren needs, but Krogsgaard holds the lead now of this race. Still needs to make a pit stop, though. Locks up the tires, but still gets it going. Where is Marlon Young? He is pretty far behind. He's fighting against Krogsgaard for that podium spot. Marlon may be very happy with this position, but nonetheless, though, pit stops are made. Fresh tires for these drivers. Luca, interestingly, has damage on the front end of that Audi, but I don't think he wanted to waste any bit of time in the pits. On board with Luca Andretto and Van der Hayden drive-through for speeding. A lot of these drivers have been caught for drive-through for speeding in the pits. They're missing the line. This may be the race with the most penalties ever handed. And that is nothing with race direction, real penalty. And the stewards not happy with some drivers speeding in the pits. It's not our front pack of drivers, though. So it's hard-fought racing that's going to continue here. 2.5 seconds, just about lowering, and we're just under the 20-minute mark. Left to go. And Enzo has taken his drive-through, is going to get knocked down a couple of positions. Who is yet to make a pit stop? That is a great question to ask, and I can answer to you that right now. So, your following drivers yet to make a pit stop now, it is Krogsgaard and Effendi. Marlon Young already made his pit stop. And there you see him just exiting out now. Luca Andretti set 2 purple sectors now. And he's flying. This could potentially be the fastest lap of the race. And we think like we could potentially have some yellow flags somewhere on track. As we have a battle over here as Ramsfield is going up against Marlon Young as Krogsgaard heads into the pits. Luca Andretti, fastest lap of the race. But we look back at this battle here. Marlon Young against the debut of Ramsfield. Let's see what Deb can do in the Audi. Looks to the inside, tries to find it. Oliver Bloch gets his drive-through taken, so he's cleared now for the race. In the slipstream, this is a little sample of what we could be getting with our leaders. Aston Martin versus Audi. See the advantages and disadvantages. In the braking zone, very wide. Loses a little bit of time there as Ramsfield tries to close up and tries to fight on. Stressing out the engine as well, heading into the left-hander. Let's see what they can do. 6/10 the difference. Marlon Young still holding on to 4th position and has basically been in the top 5 for the entirety of this race. Ramsfield would love to have a debut P4 in one of the best debut races for a rookie we've seen in a very long time. Probably got to bring it back to since Andy Rees in the IMSA Vintage. Following now, chasing the Guyanese driver of Marlon Young, the X-Play, the other half of X-Play. The first half unfortunately retired early on in the race. The second half in a heated battle with Ramsfield. And the Audi runs very wide, gets back on track, has to lift to not gain track time, or else he could be potentially getting a cut track. Between these two, 35.907 for Marlon, 36.633, last lap each between those two. In terms of the leaders, Luca Andretti, 33.341 in the last lap, as Van Dorn did a 34.189. That gap is slowly getting under a second as this battle continues. So this gap, though, actually is turning out to be about 2 seconds. So Ramsfield is going to have to start closing up that gap as soon as possible. Meanwhile now, Luca Andretti and Mike Van Dorn. Brandon Smith, drive-through for speeding in the pits. Once again, another drive-through penalty for speeding. Luca Andretti, Mike Van Dorn, once again. 15 minutes, 30 seconds left to go. And still counting. Luca now, let's see what he's going to do around here. Van Dorn up ahead. Your race leader and the battle for the race win. These two both have been battling all much of the last stint before they got into pit stops. Beforehand, though, it was Luca's uphill battle. For Van Dorn, it was controlling the lead from the start. And he's kept it. And kept this one alive. 4/10 the difference. And now Van Dorn's going to have to start thinking about defensive. How do you defend against the Swiss Superman? He's done it once before. Let's see if he can do it again. On the mini straight here, heading up into the hairpin section. A great chance for an overtake, but Andretti is a bit too far away for it. Nails his apex ahead of them. They do have a bit of lap traffic in the form of P6's Klaus Klint. Klaus definitely will have to let go of the two leaders behind him. but Luke Andretti as Van der Hayden disqualified for not taking a drive-through penalty. And his race is done. And that is very unfortunate for the Canadian. Did not take his drive-through penalty. So he's going to be out of this one. Into the hairpin section, Van Doren kind of missing the apex. And a better entry there from Luca Andretti into the left-hander. Oh, and Van Doren goes wide. Into the final corner, looks good. 0.6 the difference. And Van Doren, 34.189. Luca, 33.341. Blue flags come up for the McLaren. Needs to get out the way, just about does get out the way. Got a BMW just up the road. That's Effendi in his debut race. Needs to let through the blue flag cars of the race leaders. Hold on to your seats. This could be a big one. 13 minutes left to go. Luke Andretti, Mike Van Doren battle for the lead. Battle for the race win. Effendi gets out the way, respects the race leaders. 0.8 the difference as they continue now. 12 minutes, 48 seconds left to go. And Brandon Smith gets his drive-through taken as well, so he's clear. This has got to be the race with the most drive-through penalties, that's for sure. You can see a bit of a gravel that's just picked up on the track as well, as the Aston Martin kicks it away. Good apex from the both of them. Van der Hayden still getting that disqualified message. To the left-hander, and I think he's now headed into the pits because of his penalty. Needs to pull it into the garage. Unfortunate. That's ended his race. Luca Andretti still finding a way. Huge chance now. The gap's even closer. Now they head into the double right-hander. This could potentially be a very good spot to get an overtake done. If you're Luca right now, you're probably finding, as you're chasing down Van Doren, you're finding out where is he quicker, where is he slower, and then you want to plan an overtake somewhere to get him unexpectedly. As for Van Doren, he just needs to find potentially where Luca's going to go for these moves, but not let off too much. Van Doren goes defensive, though. He's feeling a bit of the pressure. Luca, though, finds her on the outside. This could be a move to the inside, though. Let's see it. Luca finds the inside, goes for it. Backs out just a bit. Luca, though, with a huge chance at going for the position. They're side by side. But Van Doren just about able to stay up in front. Chops the nose of Luca Andretti. Heading into the braking zone now, very hot. Into the hairpin section. Still looks good. Goes a bit wide, however, but he has the inside line. He should be able to hold on to it. Yes, he does. It's all about keeping momentum into this final sector, in the final corner. Do not want to lose any bit of time. Van Doren survives another lap against Luca Andretti, but Luca's still pushing. Who's the first to break out of these two? Remember back to Belgium between Oswin Wilson and Andy Rees. It was a little tiny slide from Oswin Wilson that gave Andy Rees a position. It's the exact same thing that's gonna happen here between these two. So Van Doren still holding on to the lead, 5/10 the difference, and we're at the 10-minute mark. Just 10 minutes left to go. Van Doren needs to find a way to pull away from Luca Andretti, but in the slipstream, it's not going to help his case. So defensive racing has to get through, put Luke in some dirty air, and send him off the racing line. Something to get away from him, but Luke is still pushing hard. Same section of the track where we saw these two go side by side. Is Luca going to go for it? No, he takes a wider line. Tries to get a move. No, he cannot. Lap traffic up the road. Looks like a Ford up there. As they continue to lap the field, last race out, Van Dorn was able to lap everybody but the top 5. It's happened again. And that is Rupner Ryan, so Rupner Ryan does need to get through. Let through these drivers. Luca, he's struggling just a bit in that dirty air. And Rupner Ryan's gonna get out the way for these leaders. Luca's struggling in this dirty air to get past his Aston Martin, so it's all about now forcing an error. What can you do? If you're tuning in now, welcome to CMRSC. You're seeing the best of the best go at it. Mike Van Dorn, Luca Andretta, 2 of sim racing's fastest drivers in Assetto Corsa, going at it for the race win here at Misano for the Italian Grand Prix, round 2 of the championship. The CMRSC GT World Challenge powered by TRR. The Racing Rats providing us these amazing, fantastic mods, giving us the racing that we all love. And we're seeing it right now between 2 of Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club's best. And this fight, far from over. Still trying to find some way to pass. Let's take it to the drone. You see the gap between them. Into the braking zone. Cannot let out anything. Luca gets closer and closer. We follow this battle. Top down, 7 minutes, 23 seconds left to go. Can he pull this one off? Rupner Ryan, another drive-through penalty for cutting the circuit. But that's the least of our worries now. Right now, it's Luca against Mike. The Swiss Superman against the Flying Dutchman here. And they are putting us a great battle. A little bit of a slide there, though. Look like. Could potentially be our angle. You can see how close Luke is getting to this fight. If you're enjoying the racing, hit that like button. Subscribe to CMRSC. Here we go. 6 minutes, 30 seconds left to go. Into the braking zone once again. Luca going for a wider line once again. But it's not working out for him. 3.61, 6439. Slipstream is engaged. But the closer he gets, the dirty air affects him. And oh, there's trouble on the track ahead of them. Marlon Young and Ramsfield. A lot of battles here. Oh, and through goes the middle. Deb hits the contact of Luca Andretta. Oh my goodness. Ramsfield faces the wrong way. Lap traffic going through down the middle. And I don't blame any of those drivers for what just happened there. Look like some drivers going off the track. I believe we saw Marlon Young run off the track. And they were very close together. That's a different battle between Ramsfield and Young. And unfortunately for Ramsfield in his debut race, got caught up in the battle for the lead. Trying to get through. Luca trying to find his way through as well. But has now put him once again in a deficit behind Van Dorn. It's 2 seconds and damage on that Audi. 5 minutes left to go. And the excitement just keeps raising through the roof. Luca Andretta, the Swiss Superman. The driver that, like, if you relate him to F1, he's Max Verstappen. He is every driver's worst nightmare. You want the underdog to win when you want Andretta on the line. But wow. Van Dorn, though, may have just gotten a stroke of luck through the middle of that lap traffic and has some time ahead. Luca, however, still trying to find a place. Trying to find a chance. He's closing up very quick. We'll take a look at these lap times between them. As they come across the line now, Mike Van Dorn with a 34.1. Luca with a 33.3. So Luca's still the faster driver out these two. Lap traffic, I think I just saw Brandon Smith. Yes, I did. So he just came off the racing line there to allow this battle to go through. Bit of a lift there. You got to imagine what's the count on these guys and their cut tracks. They have 5 warnings, and the 6th one gives them a drive-through penalty. So you got to imagine these drivers, if they've been going out wide, they got to stay within track limits now. 3 minutes, 20 seconds left to go, and Luca is already on the rear of Van Dorn. A battle that has lasted over 10 laps. At least a 15-lap battle between them. And they still are we are still waiting to find out who is going to be the first driver across the start-finish line. Luca Andretti is your 2024 GT World Challenge winner. Van Dorn got 2 championships, both in the LMP2 and in GT4 last year out. Looking for their first titles this year. Luca looking for his first win of the year. Van Dorn trying to continue his championship. Holding on the lead. Trying to go 2 for 2 on the win counter. 3/10 the difference, 2 minutes, 13 seconds left to go. Remember, as soon as the timer expires, they're gonna have 1 extra lap to do it. There you see the smoke coming out the exhaust of Van Dorn. 2 minutes left to go. There's the warning for all the drivers. And it's a battle that we have stuck throughout this entire race. The only drivers who have not been lapped is your man in 3rd place. Here comes Luca, looks to the inside. Putting in pressure to Van Dorn, reminding him that I'm still here, that I'm still wanting to make this move. Van Dorn very much knows that is not going to crack under pressure that easily. Luca Andretti chases down 3.5 and it's closing up. Remember, as they're on the back straight, but once they get into the braking zone, just 1 line to take through here, and it's if a driver makes a mistake, that's how you're going to take advantage of it. Oh, and here comes Luca, though. Looks to the inside, cannot get it done. The door is closed. And Luca, still trying to find a way to get past. Has a very good run onto the front straight now. Could potentially put a move. Here we go. Does he? No, he doesn't. Van Dorn still holds on. But the gap, it's under 5/10. Anything can happen here. They're under the final minute. They have 2 laps to go by our calculations. We're going to see them just out of the trees just about now. There you see them. Nose to tail. Heading into the hairpin section. Luca running out of time. Can he get this move done? They have no lap traffic ahead of them for the range of this race. Luca takes a wide line once again, and looks like it may have been a lot better because Luca has a chance. Van Dorn defends the inside. Luca looks to the outside, side by side almost. Next lap will be your final lap of the race. Luca Andretti could go for the inside move here. Does he? Side by side, forces it down the inside. Has he got it? Yes, he has! Luca Andretti takes the lead! With 2 laps to go! Van Dorn has 1 lap to chase down Luca Andretti! And take a look at this! Luca has let through Mike Van Dorn! Is he toying with him? Luca Andretti toying with his food? I don't think he should have done that, because he's just given Van Dorn back the lead. Oh my goodness. If you're Andy Rees right now, you're saying, Luca, please, for the love of God, just win this damn race and stop playing around, because it's all about championship pictures here. Luca Andretti chasing down the man he's given a setup to, and he wants to say, I want to make this move again, and I want to show you why I will always be better than you at sim racing. What will Van Dorn respond to that? Luca Andretti challenging hard. We heard early on in the paddock that Luca Andretti wants to race, but he doesn't want to affect this championship picture too much. He still wants to be on top, though. Who can blame him? Mike Van Dorn, Luca Andretti. Closing stages of this race. Defends the inside is Van Dorn. Luca Andretti, 2 corners to go. Can he potentially get back the move? 1 corner to go. Mike Van Dorn will get it done in the lead for Aston Martin. Van Dorn goes 2 for 2 at Italy. Mike Van Dorn takes the win. Back to back. Luca Andretti is going to give the respect to Mike Van Dorn and will allow him the race win, knowing that this is not my championship fight. This is yours. Cross the line drivers come now. Your 3rd place man still on track. Take a look at this. Ramsfield unable to get to Marlon Young. It's very unfortunate that we did see a bit of miscommunication from those guys together. Let's take a look at our 3rd place man in the Ferrari. Very, very far behind, I will say. But Krogsgaard, with an amazing race, has been able to climb through the field, and Andy Massey Racing is going to get some points on the board as Krogsgaard is going to come around the final 2 corners in the Ferrari. Nobody behind to challenge him, and he is going to finish in 3rd position. Klaus, 20-second time penalty at the end of his time for potentially not taking any sort of penalty, taking his drive-through penalty. But for this man, he's got the props. And I think the torch has been passed down from Luca Andretti to Mike Van Dorn to be the new alien here in Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club. Let's go talk to our drivers. All right, great action through the field. Any incidents, you can clip it, let me know, and submit it through report and incidents in our Discord. Nonetheless, though, incredible racing out here today for another great round. Thank you, everyone, for coming through to today's race. And for all the fans at home watching CMRSC on YouTube, we talk to our top 3 drivers right now. Starting off with our man at the top step, Mike Van Dorn. You take race victory. How's that one?
Very satisfying. Yeah, I mean, this is definitely by far my best race I've driven here. Race pace just consistent, 32, 33, basically every other lap. And then yeah, having to keep Luca Andretti behind you for 15 minutes is not easy. So yeah, and then he did get past me, but I kind of got pushed wide, so he decided that it would be fair to give it back. And then on the final lap he couldn't get past me, so yeah, I'm very satisfied, definitely. Shame that Andy had the little lag incident, but yeah, it is what it is. I've been there. I've had my game crash in the middle of a race, so it is what it is. But yeah, looking forward to next week Nürburgring, and hopefully I can keep it going.
Back-to-back race wins, and it's all about keeping the momentum up in this championship. Congratulations on the race win. A great one to watch between yourself and Andretti. And Luca, P2, starting from the tail end of the grid, Early on in this race, it was all about dodging traffic, and then at the end, a legendary fight between yourself and Van Doren till the very end. How's that one?
Very interesting, starting from the back, seeing this many cars in front. I mean, the strategy was, let's see what happens, how close are people going to get in the back, and, you know, we'll predict what's going to happen. What happened? Chaos. Just chaos. So I just stayed behind, and everyone crashed into each other, I guess, and then I just kind of just looked for the gaps, and just kind of threaded the needle through it, and I surprisingly didn't get any damage. And then I checked, like, who's in front of me, and I just see P8, and I'm like, huh? Okay, I guess. And then it was just about just driving, overtaking, and getting the mic, which is, you know, the golden boy right now, I guess. And yeah, just catch up to him. And then we had a big fight, and then there was an incident, and then we started fighting again. And I did get past him. But it wasn't really fair because, I mean, we did make contact. I don't know what you would say to the incident, if you would call that contact or just rubbing his racing. You know, it's just hard racing. It was also very hard to just figure out where can I go for a move on Mike, because I made his setup. I made my setup for this car, but the Aston's like platform, or with the front engine as well, is just so much more stable for this track. The Audi R8 is pretty much just as fast, but it loves to just get the rear end out. I tried everything, but that's just the nature of the mid-engined R8. And the Aston could just it was just so much more stable through the right, left, right corners, and you know, it just, yeah, he could take it flat, as he said, every time, and I was just fighting for grip through there, trying to get a run on him, which was, yeah, really, really hard. But yeah, hats off to Mike. He's really, really good at defending. I gotta give it to him. He is an absolute machine at that.
Yeah, you got a sample out of yourself last year out at Most Sport, and yeah, it was a very good battle that we saw both of you had. My perspective of the overtake looked fine by us. But I can understand the mutual respect that you have between each other, that you wanted a bit of a cleaner overtake. So, totally understood. But great racing. Luca, I know you got a tight schedule here and there, but with that action and these kind of grids, any chance we could see you more often?
I mean, now I'm going to have to really concentrate on the Daytona 24 on iRacing, because we're doing that. It's on the 17th. Now, for me, it's the 12th. Well, it is technically the 11th for you guys, I think. So, yeah, it's going to be in like 6 days. So I'm going to have to prepare for that. I also still need to get C-Class, which is hella ballin'. And, yeah, well, I mean, you'll see me here if I pop up.
For sure, man. Good luck on the Daytona 24. I know we're not going to be seeing you for a while. So good luck on it. Congratulations on second place, though, in this race. Great fight.
Thank you.
And third position, Krogsgaard. A bit of a quiet one for you in this race as you hurtled on to sneak a podium for yourself and just hold it on. How was that race for you there, Mats?
A bit sad, to be honest. During the start, I just tried to stay out of trouble, and then got hit from behind and whatever. I lost a couple of positions. Then got back into fourth and whatever, and got gifted a podium because of Andy's issues. But yeah, basically the whole race I had brake issues. My brake key kept on being on when I was on the street, so I had to press it again, and I lost a lot of time with that. So yeah, slow on the straights, keep on braking there, and halfway through when I couldn't catch anyone, I was just chilling, not pushing anymore. Driving 2 or 3 seconds off my usual pace, just to finish. So yeah.
Take us through the start of that race, your perspective. You dropped down a little bit from your position, but you're able to fight back through. How was the start?
This chaotic? I don't know. Yeah, I tried to stay out of trouble into turn 1, then somebody hit me in the rear. I lost, I don't know, 2 or 3 places. Got past one at the next corner again, and then I don't know. I think I had some contact with Marlon at some point where I was on the inside and he just turned into me, and that just started carnage behind me. And I remember Luca just laughing his ass off when that happened. So yeah, other than that, it was yeah,
Well, first race of the championship for you. You still keep your team's points on the board. Congratulations on P3. I know you're going to be very quick, so you're going to be a fun one to watch throughout this championship. Congratulations on the podium. All right, and we're going to end it off there. I'm going to sign off the stream. To all our drivers in the broadcast chat, you're free to head out if you need to go. We're going to be doing a quick debrief of the race. Going to go through some incidents and everything. And yeah, but thank you for another amazing turnout. I think we peaked at just about 18. So thank you very much for, again, the amazing support. And we will see you hopefully next week out. We go to the Nürburgring. And yeah, hopefully we'll continue the action there and hope to see your faces there as well. Gonna head off the stream and I'll come back here and we'll start the debrief. And that's gonna do it here for our race. Thank you so much for tuning in to Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club. An amazing turnout with all our drivers. Misano giving us an absolute classic. Our first time being here in CMRSC. Next week out, we head to the Nürburgring. Famous action. Every year we've gone there. 22. It was the fight between Oswin Wilson and Justin Nasir in the 90s Touring Car Championship. In 2023, we had some amazing fighting there as well, but I think the highlight was definitely last year with the GT4 International Championship, where we saw some amazing fights all down the board. We will see you next week out for the Nürburgring, round 3 of 8 for the German Grand Prix. We're very close to getting to the halfway mark, so we'll see you then in the future. Thank you so much for tuning in. Subscribe if you haven't already. We're on course for 700 subscribers. It would mean a lot. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you for another round of racing here at Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club. Have a good rest of your day.